Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is another episode of the Everyday Gents. It's your boy Captain. It's your girl Melissa Savage, Clumsy Seville in the back. And today we got a very special guest. It is very humble abode. We're all the way out here in a secret location. We can't mention Suyo. But if you know, you know. Shout out to my boy Christopher for setting this up. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest in the house today. He goes by the name Mr. Ahmed, aka Yas.
Yasser.
Welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
For those who don't know you on our side, I know a lot of people know you, but for those who don't know you on our side, introduce yourself to the people.
Okay, so I'm known as Ahmed, and a lot of people call me Yas. So I've started this in 2014, where I host events. So I've been doing this from that year, and this year marks 10 years for me.
What type of events do you host?
Okay, so I do car events. So we started it off with low limbo. So maybe you're not aware of low limbo events that used to happen in the Cape Town area,
Right.
and nobody in Durban has done it before. So in 2014, it was two friends of mine, that decided that we want to bring it into Durban and let the guys experience what low limbo is all about. And we had our first event in the Chatsworth area. It was in the Cricket Oval, and it was a huge success. And it made us want to do it again and again. So we've done quite a few successful events with regards to low limbo. And in my late years, just like a couple years back, we started doing the complete shows, complete events like show and shine, park off, low limbo, and that involves your trophy giveaways, your prize giving. It also basically you have to pay an entrance fee to enter the event. So it just went on. From that year, it just carried on. And the two friends that I started with, they said that I'm good with what I do, and ever since I've been doing it all alone.
Do you love cars in particular, or do you love events?
I love cars. Look, I don't mean any harm to anybody, but I don't watch any soccer, cricket. There's no other sports that I watch. I know a lot of guys will be fighting about soccer matches, and it's only about cars. It has only been about cars. At the age of 17, I owned my first vehicle, which was a Toyota Chisel Ship. And I've been a car enthusiast from that age. And I still, yes, I do. I have a picture of that vehicle. And it just grew more and more deeper into the car scene. So during this time, like the 10 years that I've been hosting events, I've had a lot of ups and downs. I'm not going to say no. You get a lot of guys fighting over positions and stuff like that. When it comes to car shows, not everybody is a winner. You got to select. If you're going to give everyone a trophy, you're not going to make out anything.
Yeah.
So I've faced my challenges, and I've resolved it or solved the matter, and that's the reason why I'm still here today.
Talk to us about your first event. So you said you've been doing this for 10 years, right?
Yes.
Your very first event, how did that come about? What was it like? Can you still remember it?
Like as if it was yesterday.
Yeah.
So it was, like I said, it was two of my friends, and we were sitting at our house, and we were just talking, and we said it would be nice for us to do this kind of thing. And we started our brand called Stance Academy. And we put it out there that we're having a park off, or we're having a low limbo, and it's going to happen at certain place. We didn't expect the crowd to be there. There was so much of cars that the security company for that mall actually came up to us and said we need to leave the premises. So we left that premises, and we relocated to another premises that was the Cricket Oval in Chatsworth. We had our difficulties there as well. Metro came, asked us to move, but we carried on doing what we had to. And seeing that outcome, seeing how many people attended that event, it was a night event. And there was so much of youngsters that came, and looking at all of that there, I'm a person where I'd like to give a motivational speech to somebody that's younger than me and say, you know what, don't be on the street. You rather look for something good to do. And spending money on cars is a problem, but I always say that it's better than doing drugs. So like from that first event, it was something amazing for us. And like I said, we wanted to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you had your first event, so it was a big event. What was the feeling like after that? Now, how did you even promote that event? Because this was like 10 years
Yeah.
ago. It's not like now where you
Yeah.
just go on Instagram, put
Yes,
a post,
yes.
and, you know. How did you go about promoting that event? And what was the feeling like when you were done with the first event? You went back home with your friends and you spoke about it, and you're like,
Yeah.
say we actually pulled this off.
Yes. Okay, so usually to have an event, your flyer is the most important thing. So, in other words, your poster. So, we created a poster stating that Stance Academy is now doing an event at this certain time, this certain date. And we just shared it. We had a WhatsApp group. We put it on our statuses. We put it on Facebook. Yes, you're right. It wasn't so big that time in 2014, but the message went far and wide. And at that given time, there was no air suspension or lowered cars. We wanted to, like, bring it into the scene. There was like mostly, like, if you go to car shows back then, it was your 80s, 90s, your model cars. There was no such thing as stance. So we wanted to bring stance in it because we've seen it happening in Cape Town. We've seen it happening in Johannesburg. But Durban was quiet. And that's when we said, you know what, let's bring stance into Durban. And what we've done at that time, and if you look at it now, I think we did a good job.
Did you have a stance car? What is stance? Just for me who doesn't know. Like, let's say I'm a dummy person. I don't know what is stance and lomo. What limboing and all.
Low limbo.
What is that?
Okay, so low limbo is basically a structure where you go underneath, and there's a bar that run across, and you got to look at your roof height. So the lower you are, the lower your car is, the lower your score is. So basically, low limbo is all about how low your vehicle is. That's why you call it limbo, because your car, what's that, Lamborghini? Yeah. So it comes from that car.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the stances?
Okay, so stance basically is your, how can I explain to you? Your car all the way on the floor.
Okay.
So it might sound crazy to some people that are listening to this here. So back then I had a Honda Civic, and with the Honda Civic, I installed. At first, I had my normal spring, and then I removed my spring. So what usually happens when you remove your spring? You got no tension on your vehicle, so your whole car is gone like right down, scraping all over on the floor. So that's what stance is all about. Yeah.
And this became an event now, so people actually
Yes.
look forward to coming, because I used to stay in Phoenix, right? I used to stay in Swallowhaven. I stayed in Palmview. I stayed in Brookdale for a while, right? And I'll tell you one thing I noticed, because coming from Wentworth, not that people don't do their cars up in Wentworth, but not like how Indian people do their cars up, bro. I won't lie to you. Like, you see people's cars, they're going over the speed bump like it's a snake. But you go like this to the side and go like that to the side. I'm like, yo, what's happening here? They're always like literally touching the floor, bro. Okay. And then when I was in Umhlanga the other day, I saw a guy with a BMW, right? And he jumped into the BMW, box 3 to 5 shape, whatever. And the thing just went up. Like, and I'm like, huh? Air suspension, and that's like a big thing for you guys.
Yes.
So when you do that, it obviously costs you money, right?
Yes, of course.
So when you come to these events, like they came to your event, so what was it for? Just to put the car there, or what was like the first one I'm talking about now? Because I know it evolved into where, as you said, people started buying tickets to come, and then you get trophies and stuff like that. But the first event, was it like that, or was it just to come and showcase?
Okay, so the first event wasn't like that. Back then, everybody used to call a 60-40 drop. I don't know if you know about that there. So basically, it regards your spring.
Right.
So
so in the like
yes,
the top is lower than the back.
Yes. Okay.
Cool,
so everybody believed in that there, and heating of springs, and very few guys had coilovers back then. So we never witnessed any air suspension vehicles at that time. And that's when we started introducing air suspension. And one of my friends opened a business called Lowdown Customs. So we used to go up and install air suspension on those vehicles.
Yeah.
And ever since that, now you see every second person got air suspension. I mean, even my Amarok got air suspension.
Is it?
Yeah.
And it's expensive. That's an
It
expensive
is,
sport.
depending on what system you put. So your management system is where the cost is. So you get cheaper management systems. Okay, let me explain what a management system is. So your management system it controls your air suspension. So it's whether you got Bluetooth, whether you got a receiver. It all differs on what quality it is.
Cell phone app.
Yes, it works with the cell phone. You can control your air suspension on your cell phone. Some of the systems, as you're driving, and if one bag or one airbag loses its pressure, it picks up on its own, self-adjusted. And it ranges up to 10, 11, sometimes even more, like your more expensive management only. I'm not talking about the airbag. It goes up to like 35,000. Just the management. So a lot of people put the P7 management, that's about 9, 10,000. And also the Caster Air management system, that's about 4.5, 3.5, around that price range. Your airbag itself, you get different bags, you get different prices. So you get a sleeve bag, you get a double bellow, you get a triple bellow bags. So all depending on what vehicle you're putting it in. So the most common bag you get is a sleeve bag. That I would say is about $2,000 each. But remember, bag prices differ on what vehicle you're putting it on. So the current
Can I
bag.
put on my Kaiga?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes.
Now, if I put on my Kaiga, which one I'll have to put?
You'll have to put a double bellow because it's an SUV.
Right.
So I've got a single bag, but my bag is quite big. And I'd rather say airbag because it doesn't sound appropriate.
I was just letting you answer.
Okay, so my airbag on my vehicle, it's 5,000 rand, just one of that. Now the reason for the price is because of the weight of the vehicle. So you can't. So on
obviously more heavy than mine,
on a polo, on a normal polo. No offense to the polo guys, but yes, you can put a normal sleeve bag. So a sleeve bag, it's such a pity that I don't have one here to show you a sample. But those are with the bags. Then you still need your compressor. Your compressor is what fills air into a tank. And from the tank, it goes into your management system. From your management system to your bag. So it's a lot of money. It's a costly affair.
Altogether,
like I'm saying, I would say the cheapest kit should range about 18.5 to 21.5. That's your cheapest. Maybe you might get a little cheaper. Your most expensive can go up to 80, 90,000. That's your performance bags that you normally put on your M4s, your M3s, Golf 7Rs, all the high-end cars.
Why would you put that in the first place? What's the
look? Stance has grew a lot in Durban, throughout South Africa. If you've also checked throughout the world as well, look at Abu Dhabi. A lot of air suspension cars are there, and a lot of people want it. Like it's putting air suspension is more comfortable than driving with your normal lowered spring. So if you're driving with your normal lowered spring, like you said, you saw this guy taking the speed bump in an angle. It's a bit of a hectic situation. But if you've got air ride, you can drive normal.
And so it automatically for example, does it make it any easier for potholes?
I won't say so. Because remember, your potholes are still damaging your wheel. It's still damaging your tire. So yes, of course, you have to still avoid the pothole. But with regards to comfort
and stuff,
I would say, depending on what airbag you use, the airbag is much more comfortable than your normal spring. If you look at all the new vehicles, it's coming factory with air suspension. I'm not too sure if you're aware of that there.
How comfortable is it to ride from Durban to Joburg?
So I've been to
like a waterbed. You sleep on a waterbed.
I've been to Campfest in February this year. That's in Limpopo, and I've drove up. I've seen air cars pass me, and it's more comfortable than driving your normal vehicle.
Can
But
you,
like I'm saying, it all differs on price. If you put more money into it, you're getting a comfortable ride. You put a cheaper bag, you're getting that bumpy,
yeah.
bouncy ride.
Can you tell, like, just, if you driving past, like, for example, if I'm driving past, and a car goes past, I can tell, okay, this car got turbo or not. But can you tell if it's got an air suspension or not?
No,
You can't tell
no.
unless the person tells you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it would be very difficult to know if a person got air suspension or not. Some of the guys who got air suspension, they drive it low. Like with me, I drive my vehicle high up. So if some people look at my van, I mean, who would say an Amarok is bagged? Very rarely.
Yeah.
But if I go to a place and if I release the pressure, my van just falls down. So like everybody just like looks and say,
Yeah.
So it's not that easy to identify whether the vehicle is bagged or not.
How popular are you?
I'm not gonna say I'm popular, but a lot of people know me.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people.
Because
Like if I had to drive,
green Amarok, who's like, you know what I mean? That's how I'm asking.
so if I had to drive in different areas, like in Chatsworth area, Phoenix, in Mshlanga, a lot of people know me as well because of the vehicle. But aside from my vehicle, I'm a very humble person. I'm a talkative person, and with all the shows that I've done, a lot of people know me. So when I'm driving my vehicle, every second person will eat their water, and I have to like pick my, even if I don't know the person, I just have to pick my hand up and say, "How's that?"
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
You're famous.
Yeah, call it if you want to call it that. It's fine.
Storms, guys, ladies, whatever, all day night, the biker, one biker sees another biker on the road, and
Yes,
somebody sees your car on the road,
yes, yes, exactly like that.
And you'll all say, let's go meet up, by Mslanga Garage. All of you will just park it.
Yeah,
I see that happening sometimes. They'll all just meet up by Mslanga. You know that one day
Yes.
by across from Gatesway,
yeah,
that garage there, people will come with their cars, just chilling
Caltex.
there, open. Yeah.
yeah. I think it's Total Garage.
Yeah.
So it was, I think, 2 weeks back where the guys just said, okay, let's meet at Columbia. There's a parking opposite the Shah garage there. And we all just rocked up there, parked our vehicles. And then there was a photographer there. Like he just came and met us. He started taking our pictures and stuff and videos. And, it just becomes more entertaining. You meet somebody there for the first time and then you just go talk to them, or they come and talk to you. Hey, how's it, my bro? You make more friends when it comes to car events or, meetups like that. There.
And how safe is it?
The car events.
Yeah.
So all
Don't
my
you get like bumpers, and because people that have cars like the ones you're describing now are not necessarily all bad people, but some of them have some sort of ties or whatever.
Yes.
So how do you secure safety at your events?
Okay, so with regards to my events are 100% legal. So that obviously regards your public liability, your metro clearance, your SAP clearance, your ambulance on site, your security, all of those kind of stuff. So you can't have an event if you don't have all of that. Remember now, when I had my first event, we never had all of that. So that's when Metro come in place and says, shut this thing down. But with regards to my events, everything is 100%. So in regards to what you were talking about, guys come into the show and then they lower their vehicles. So if you got coilovers, you come onto the ground or wherever the venue is, and then you lower your vehicle. If you got air suspension, it's more comfortable. You just hit one switch and your vehicle is down. So it's not like where you're driving on a road and your bumper is scraping on the floor. You're damaging your vehicle or damaging the roads or property for that matter.
And so let's say I got a car and I wanna come and bring my car there and be on the stance event, right? How do I do that? Do I just come there that day? Do I just see on Facebook, okay, it's happening, then just bring my car? Or do I need to go through a process and be like on the list or whatever? How does it happen?
Okay, so I've got a Facebook page. It's called Stance Addicts. So normally I post my events there, I've got my own personal Facebook as well, so I publish it there. But I think my biggest market with regards to advertising is TikTok.
Mm.
So most of my adverts or flyers go on TikTok, and then some of the guys see it there. Okay, right, you're having an event this week Saturday at this certain time to that certain time, and here are your prices. Everything is on that flyer or poster.
Mm.
And you just attend that event. You don't need, like, a special phone call to say, "Group, I need you there." You just enter that event, you pay your entrance fee, park your vehicle wherever you want to, and there's a lot of activities. Like, I've had my recent event. It was on the 26th. It was at the Queensborough area. It was called the Ultimate Stance Was. So at that event, during the event, while it was happening, you got your food stalls, your you can go to the bar, you can buy your alcohol or whatever. You got your cannabis stall over there.
Mm.
You can smoke or whatever. It's obviously closed up, and in that during that time, I'm there giving out free gifts. So I give out t-shirts and bags for the ladies, and just free, just come and dance or do something just to entertain everybody.
Mm.
So that's why, a lot of people like my events, because I literally do everything from start to end.
Yeah.
I'm holding the mic, I'm talking on the mic, I'm giving out prizes, I'm doing the judging, I'm doing the presentation, the giving out of trophies, and I'm the first one at the venue and the last one to leave.
Mm.
So with
Straightening
regards
it
to
must be, yeah.
it is a hectic, like, it puts a toll. I'm not going to lie to you. And then you get some people with regards to safety you were talking about, especially the guys with the rear wheel vehicles. They want to spin, do donuts and stuff. So yes, I did have problems with that at the last event, where this guy was spinning around and he damaged the property. So what we do is we find out who the person is, and we address the situation. But at this situation, we went up to him and we told him, what you're doing is wrong. At the same interim, we can't make a problem. I can't make a fight. I can't, like, take off with you because you supported me. So you got to approach it in a good manner. So sometimes I can get angry.
Yeah.
But I've got that one rule: no spinning and no revving at any of my events. And if you get caught, it's 1,000 rand fine. So if you get caught, I am there. I'm seeing your car, you're revving. I switch your car off and I pull the key away.
Yeah.
To get your key, you give me 1,000 rand fine, like a spot fine. That 1,000 rand gets sponsored to the venue. So the venue uses it to utilize their property.
To fix up all the
Yes.
spinning that
So
you
it
did.
happened before. I think it was about 2 years ago, where the guy came and he gave his 1,000 rand, and I said, no, don't put it in my hand. There's the owner of the property. You give it to him.
Yeah. No rights.
Yeah.
100%. And
I heard
Yes.
that it's very difficult to steal a stone store. Like I've seen TikToks where they steal the guy's wheels or their badges or whatever, but it's never the whole car. Is that a way of like securing that your car never be stolen?
Okay, like I was saying before, my events are very safe.
No, just in general. Just in
So
general.
I won't want to say any other events, but from the time I've been having events, nothing of that sort happened.
it must be hard to do that though, because
Some of the venues are in a different location, like, unsafe areas, and you get those small boys, coming, and they start taking out your valve caps, because let's be honest, when you own a nice car, you put those fancy valve caps. So they normally do things like that.
the dice
And then
Mickey
you
Mouse.
get somebody that, like, let's just say, I don't like you because your car is better than mine. Then the guys come with a key and scratch. So, but I never experienced any of that there.
But I mean, like in general, like your cars now.
Yeah.
We find it's very popular when there's nobody on the road. Now, in the day and age that we're living in, people steal cars.
Yes, of course.
Is it harder to steal yours?
Yes. Okay. So with regards to that there, air suspension is also a safety mechanism, like, with regards to stealing of the vehicle. If I am driving my vehicle and if somebody come to hijack me, right, I put my hand up everybody says the same thing. Pick your hand up and, there's a chair, go.
Mm.
So obviously you've got your remote in your pocket. He doesn't know that it's air suspension. So they're taking it and going. Obviously it needs to be a certain distance. You can't let the car go too far. And then just press the button down. So your whole car falls on the floor.
Is it a different remote to the car remote?
It's okay. So your different management systems, like your P7, the remote is always inside. Like your normal receiver, like your normal gate remote. Yes. It works very far, and you can press the button and it'll work. So it'll work for a distance, like quite a far distance.
Mm.
And you get your normal caster air suspension that also comes with a remote, so you can put it down.
So it's not it's not like attached to the actual car key fob thingy or whatever.
It's just it's certain remotes that is attached. Like I'm saying, the P7 is attached onto a cord. But there are other management systems that you got your remote, you can keep it in your pocket.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the high-end one.
Not really. The high-end one is the P7. So I don't understand why it needs to be plugged on.
Why it needs to be.
Yeah.
That's good, man. And so you're talking about people coming to the event, causing trouble. Your events are pretty, safe. But how, just with this last 3 minutes that we have, how do you enter a competition in your event? Because I know you said people can just come and bring their cars there,
Yes.
but I'm guessing that's just if they want to be a part of, like, the vibes or whatever. But
Yeah.
in terms of how do you enter a competition, do we get in touch with you on Facebook and say, hey, yes, I want to, come on the events or whatever the case is? How is it that somebody gets onto an event of yours?
Okay, so events are open to the public. It's not invite only. So if you've seen the flyer or the post on social media, you can automatically just come and enter. Obviously, it regards you paying a small fee. Once you enter that the venue, once you entered, you get a form. And it gives you basically a disclaimer to say no spinning, no rubbing. That okay? I'm talking in regards to myself. I don't know about other events, but I've got a disclaimer there, and it says you've got a spot fine of 1,000 rand. You fill in your details, your registration, your name, your phone number, and once you entered, I myself will do it. You display your form on the dashboard, and you obviously need to be at your vehicle at certain time. I'll announce it, like to say I'm starting my judging. So I will come up to your vehicle. You can tell me you got the best wheel, but me being the judge, I can see your paintwork, and I feel your paintwork. You deserve something for that. So in regards to judging, I look at all aspects: your engine bay, your interior, your boot setup, your paintwork, your wheel, what size tire you got. Normally the guy's got stretch tires. Whether it's a rep wheel, whether it's an OEM wheel, you get all different types of wheels. Now you're getting split wheels. Split wheels is like 100K a set. And so there's a lot of things to look when it comes to judging. And most of the time, the guys argue about that point. Like, I wasn't fair in my judging or this or that.
Yeah.
It's always the case. So normally the guys say, oh, there's too much of politics in the car scene. They use the word politics, but they're talking about the judging. Now, remember, judging it's a tough job, but it's not difficult. Now, if I'm looking at a vehicle, I defer now. Whose car is better? This guy got a rep wheel. This guy got a split wheel. So you got to look at how much he put in it. And a lot of people will say, oh, he just bought it off the shelf. I went and took it and I painted my wheel. I did that extra work.
Yeah.
And, that's where it comes, where people say a lot of politics in the car scene. So that's with regards to judging. So if you come over there with your vehicle and I will do the judging, I will tell you what you deserve.
Back after the break. Welcome back after the break to the Everyday Gents. Again, I'm sitting here with Ahmed, aka Yas. We're also on live as well. And he's just talking about the stance and the low limbo and all these events that he's been doing, the amazing work that he's been doing as well in his life. If you've enjoyed this episode so far, please make sure that you leave a like and subscribe because, as you know, we're on the road to 500. So thank you so much To everybody who's recently joined us, and if you're still subscribing to our channel, thank you. We appreciate you. Namaste. Back to the topic at hand. We are talking about your events and politics being involved there, right? But I was going to ask you, don't you think that being a judge of vehicles is subjective, though? Because if you don't like pink cars, you're not going to really, select a pink car
Yeah.
no matter how well it's done. And don't you think some of those people that say what they say have certain points at some.
Okay, so talking from past experiences, I've had other people do the judging for me because
Mm,
it's quite hectic, let's be honest. Sitting there from the morning, planning the whole event right till the evening, it's a lot of work to do. So I've got people like, in past years to
mm,
do the judging for me. But what tends to happen is those judges favor a lot of people.
mm,
So they give their friends, or they feel like this guy he wins, he gets to win. And I'm very fair in what I do. So those who come to my event, I know each and every person that enters my events, and well, most of the time. And knowing that I have a lot of friends, I tell every friend of mine, you can be how close you are to me, but when it comes to judging, I judge fair.
mm,
So it doesn't mean that because you're my friend, I need to give you a trophy, or
mm.
I need to make you win. I'm very fair, and a lot of people know me as well. You get like other events or other event hosts that hire me to do the judging for them. And everybody knows. Yes, obviously, you're going to have problems with the
Yeah.
judge. It takes a lot. Everybody don't like me when I judge because they
Yeah.
know I judge fair. And let's be honest, it's not only me, it happens throughout South Africa. Even the biggest event, I won't make mention of names, but even the biggest events that happen in South Africa, there's always issues with regards to
Mm,
the judging.
mm,
So I know what I do, and I do it the best. So I will still continue on doing that,
mm,
no matter what politics that come to me or what hate comes to me.
mm. Now, I know you said you've started this from very early before it was in Durban,
Yes.
but how's the competition grown since then to now? Do you face a lot more competition? Have you had an experience where you started an event with somebody or somebody that used to come to your event regularly and then all of a sudden, branched off, started doing their own events at the same time where you're doing events? Have you had that?
Okay, not so much with regards to that. A lot of people that entered my events, yes, they decided, they want to do the events themselves, and I've always encouraged them. Um, I think it was a guy by the name of Yasser. He used to be in the E36 cartel, car group. He used to attend my events, and I'm sure he don't mind me talking about him. Um, and I helped him, like with an event that he had, and it was a success. There was another guy by the name of JP Spears, goes by the name of Loud Addicts.
Mm.
He attended my event, got inspired by what we do, and today he does his own events, and he's more into the racing part of it now.
Yeah,
So he hosts his events in Desi Raceway. So big ups to JP.
yeah,
He's a good guy.
cool.
Yeah.
How do you find spaces to host these events? And do you, because it's a public event, right? So do you know, or do you always have an idea of how many people are going to come, like to find a space, or is it just always random?
Um, Having an event venue is always the problem because of the venue allowing so many cars, like your grounds, for example.
Mm,
Municipality don't want cars on the
yeah,
grass
yeah.
because of sports. Um, I don't know how many people will attend the event. So you have your good days, you have your bad days, but you always have to accommodate the big crowd. So no matter what outcome you get or how many people you get, you still have to have that big space. So I usually have my events at the Queensborough Rugby Club, and that ground can accommodate up to 1,000 cars. And recently we've had that ground, we've used that ground, but half the ground was empty. So, like I'm saying, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes you make a big loss.
Yeah.
Like I've had an event last year called the Heels on Wheels. Like most of y'all might know the Heels on Wheels event that we had. At that event, we have the rotating platform where all the cars can go onto that platform and your car rotates quite a few times for you to take out your pictures or your videos. And we have a dome stage where we have artists coming to play. We had singers, nice top DJs, and it goes on to like towards the evening part of it with lightings and whatnot. So it was my biggest event, and unfortunately, due to some circumstances, I have to now change that name. I won't mention that here, but I will change the name, and that event will continue. So, with regards to that, there, that morning of the event, it was raining, and a lot of people were under the impression that the event was cancelled or postponed. So I never ended up with that amount of crowd.
Yeah.
So a lot of money was spent in that event. So booking or hiring that rotating platform, that dome stage, costed or landed me like 150,000.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't have like a pre-booking where you pay first and then you enter. You enter by the gate. So it was per person and it was per vehicle that you need to pay. So unfortunately, I didn't make that money. I made a loss of about 75,000. So like I'm saying, you win sometimes and sometimes you lose, but it doesn't put me down. It doesn't put me down. I will still carry on hosting events because it makes me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have your own day job outside of this, or has this become your life now to do events and stuff?
Okay, so recently, I've had my own personal issues where I have been dismissed, but I won't go into that there. But on the sideline, I do my own things like suspension. So we're talking about your stance game here. Your lowering of cars, meaning you're cutting off springs, your normal standard springs, your coilovers installing. I supply and fit your coilovers, air suspension. Usually the guys will tell me, okay, I've got air suspension already fitted, but I've got issues with it, like regards like maybe leaks or something's not working. So I do call outs. So I go up to the guy and sort things out. Aside from lowering cars, I do like complete suspension, your rack end, tire end, ball joints. CV joints is the most messiest job, but not a lot of people do CV joints. Especially with the newer vehicles, you get your button, your handbrake button, not your lever. So your rear pads is usually not easy to change. So I use diagnostic machine to open up that piston, and very few people will do something like that. So anything and everything with regards to suspension, that's what I do.
So that also helps you in the judging because you've got actual experience
Experience. Yes.
doing that. Okay.
Yes.
So that makes your judging a little bit more objective than
Yes.
subjective, I
Yes.
guess, because you've got actual experience.
So with regards to that, there I know exactly what airbag you're using, what air management you're using. With regards to your best air, how do you define what's your best air? So one of the categories are best air. Best air is not how your car look; it's what air suspension you've got, what
Yeah.
quality you've got.
And the P.
You get your P7.
You say that's the best
Yes,
one,
that's your
right?
management. Not It's not the best, but usually most of the guys install that management. The P7.
Has somebody ever come with something that you weren't clued up on, like in the car?
And not really.
Like, for example, when air suspension, because I don't think air suspension was a thing in 2014, right?
Yes, it wasn't.
Did somebody come with an air suspension? You're like, oh, what is this? And then you had to be like, clue yourself up,
Yes.
or did you always know about it before?
So, like I was saying before, in 2014, there was not enough air suspension vehicles. You could actually count them. And it's actually my cousin. His name is Zubair. He goes by the name of Lowdown Customs. So we started that name and we started fitting air suspension. So I was always there, like, giving that lending hand, and we used to install air suspension. So I know more or less everything about air suspension. So it wasn't like something new to me. Like with regards to the hydraulic system. That was new to me. So a lot of cars got hydraulics. Hydraulics work differently. That works with like fluids
Yeah.
and batteries and stuff. So yes, that's always
Like
obviously the different thing.
hydraulics is like these Cadillacs in Snoop Dogg and
Yes,
them where
that's
it
it. That's it.
does all those
Yeah.
bouncing things.
And
Is
we've
that
got
illegal though?
no, it's not. Even your air suspension as well. A lot of people say it's illegal, but look, the new cars are coming with air suspension.
Yeah. I mean hydraulics though, because I
Yeah.
believe in South Africa people haven't done it because it was illegal. Same like it was illegal to put these lights under your vehicle.
Yes.
I
Look,
don't know
I
if that's
believe
still illegal.
anything and everything is illegal if it's not factory. So if it doesn't come from the factory,
Can't be.
it's
So which means
illegal.
if I put sound in my car, that's illegal.
Look, your car comes with sound. You understand what I'm saying? It comes with sound. You're just upgrading it. You're putting
Yeah.
more sound into
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But if your vehicle comes with springs, it's supposed to be with springs. You modifying your vehicle, you're taking out the springs and you're putting something else. So it's not factory fitted. That would be illegal.
So if my car didn't come with a sunroof, but I put a sunroof there, is that illegal?
Let's be honest. How would they know?
Yeah.
How would they
Yeah.
know?
Well, in my car, they'll definitely know. No Kaigas moving over a sunroof.
So in Johannesburg, I've seen vehicles with the glass top.
Yeah.
So if you've seen most of the cars got rag tops. Do you know what's a rag top?
What's a
Okay, basically it's like a sunroof, but it's basically like a cotton
Yes, I have
material
seen.
type
I
where it
have
just
seen.
slides
It
back.
slides back, yeah.
And now it's discontinued. There's no more rag tops.
Mm.
But I've seen somebody make glass, like a folding. You know those folding windows you get?
Mm.
It folds and it pushes back. That's beyond amazing to me.
Next level.
Yeah, next level. That's next
nice.
level.
I will try and see if I can put a sunroof in my Renault Kaiga there. But apparently I can't because the paneling is too weak. But anyway, I
Yeah.
dream. That's interesting, man. And in terms of like your events that you have now, are you planning on taking it outside of Durban anytime soon, or is it just gonna be here?
So I'm normally on TikTok advertising my events. So I go live, I advertise my events, and there are a lot of people. Like recently, I've had somebody from Cape Town asking me to come to Cape Town and do an event there. Most of the time, people from Johannesburg tell me, you know what, come and have an event there. So this is my normal thing. I would tell everybody, and my TikTok or my social media platforms are based in Durban. So a lot of my followers and friends are from here. So let's just say, argument's sake, I want to have an event in Johannesburg. I put a poster out there and I say, okay, I'm having an event there. I don't know people there. So how sure am I that people are going to attend that event? So it's a risk factor. So I'm going to take a chance by doing that.
But you took a chance doing it there as well the first
Yes.
time.
Yes, of course. Of course.
But
I
then
did.
imagine, because if you do go there and it does have the same impact that it's had in Durban, bro, you're a legend everywhere.
I'm not saying I don't have friends there. I've got a lot of friends in Johannesburg. One of the guys that host events, his name is Heenan. He goes by the name of Nitro Crew. Most of you guys might know him. So he hosts events there. The biggest car event that happens in South Africa is Campfest, VDAP Campfest. The host there is a good friend of mine. So as well as the MC for that event, Mr. Vic Padel. Very close friends, and I just have to, put it out there and tell them, what, help me out with the advertising. They will be ever so ready to help me with regards to that there. But it's also scary,
Yeah.
To invest, I do it by myself. To invest that money and not get that outcome.
How long
it's
does
scary.
it take you to plan an event?
So
not plan, from planning stages to setting a date for it. Is it just like, okay, 16th of June, I'm going to do an event and then that's it? What's the process that you go
okay, that's possible. So basically, it takes me a month. So it takes me a month to give everybody heads up to say, I'm having this event. So aside from the people, aside from the public that are attending the event, I still have to notify ambulance, number one priority. I have to get them to set that date so they don't have any other events or try and be other places. So they are usually there throughout the event. Then I have to get security. So security, I have to book that date. So 1 month is like enough time for me. Then you have to go to Metro. Metro, you can't go there at the last hour and ask them for clearance because Metro is, like on standby outside the event or on the roadside. Then comes your public platforms. You have to put it out there in a month's advance. So people see the flyer, a lot of people share the flyer. So there's enough time for that flyer to go out to everybody.
And does your events, is it something that you can say makes money? I know you spoke about the one time where it was raining and stuff like that. But generally speaking, do you say that this is something that can make you money? Or just for the love of it that you do?
Look, it's not something where you can go buy another car, or you can go and buy a fancy house, or things like that. You're not making enough money. You're just covering up cost. That's your main thing. Cover up the cost, and then you have to pay different people, like your ambulance services, security, and all of those kind of stuff. And I would say you just make enough just to be comfortable, like to say, I've done a show. Yeah.
Or let's do the next one.
Yeah, let's do a next one. So I do it because I love to do it. Yeah.
And what about collaborations?
I don't like to do that. I don't like to collab with somebody else because it can be a lot of conflict. Like I've did one event where I did a collab with 2 other people, and there's too many bosses. You know what I'm saying? So, like for example, if you're doing the event with me, and then you come up to me and say, "This is my friend this year. Let him inside." Now, when it comes to friendship, we understand that we have a lot of friends, but when it comes to an event, he needs to pay.
He needs to pay.
Yeah, so I've had my ups and downs when it comes to.
I've always felt like if you're doing something and you have friends, your friends should pay more than
exactly,
because they're your friend.
Yes.
They're supporting your business.
Yes.
They want to see you grow, so
Yeah.
they should be the ones who kind of like
Yes.
invest in what you're
So
doing. And
I do have those kind of friends. Like during the December period is my last event, which is called the Christmas Charity Toy Run. So in that event, there's no money involved, so you don't pay. I've got a big note on the flyer. It says strictly no cash. So in order to enter that event, it's a show and shine event where you win trophies and stuff. You donate a toy, a new toy. We've got a big box, or sometimes in the back of my vehicle, we just put it in the back of the vehicle, and you enter your event. So obviously that toy is nothing less than 100 rand. We look at your toy and we say, okay, you know what? This toy is about 50 bucks. You need to give us something else. So there's normally a toy shop. The guy comes over there, purchase a toy, and buy something on top of that.
That's nice.
So that toy, or that toys, once the event is finished, gets donated or sponsored to the children's home. Like normally we give it to Ethelbert, that's in the Malvern area. We sponsor the baby home, that's in Durban North. There's another one in Toti. I can't remember the name, but there's a lot of places that we do that. But I influence people to come with me to hand over these toys. And if you're an emotional person, stay at home. Because I promise you, I've been doing this charity toy run for like 3 years, 4 years, I think. And when you're giving that child, you don't just take the box and go leave it by the door. We ask the children to come line up and we distribute it. We feel, okay, this is a girl child, we'll give you a doll. And the emotions, it's unbearable to look at kids like that don't have a home. And when they're seeing that toy, it like puts a big smile on their face. Yeah.
No, that's amazing, man. That is so nice of you and your staff to do that. Outside of that, is there anything that you're doing for the community? Which community do you actually come from? Is it Chatsworth, Melbourne, Phoenix?
Okay, so I'm based in the Queensborough, area. So I normally give more to that area. Also ABH Children's Home. So we normally donate or sponsor some things there. There's another friend of mine as well. he did an event here recently at the ABH. He goes by the name of Chill Saturdays. His name is Darwin. So we're always out there to see for our community.
Yeah.
We look at what's good for them. With regards to my events, I get food stalls. So food stalls are from the community itself. Like argument's sake, you give me a phone call and you tell me, what, please, I'm doing Voss rolls and burgers. I'm trying to, make a living out of it. Can you put me on board? So I get you on board. Or maybe like in my recent years of doing shows, there was a lady that used to make mealies, fried mealies. And I used to give her the stall. Come, do your thing. And after the event, those people will come up to me, shake my hand, and tell me, "Thank you so much. I've made so much of money, and
Yeah.
God bless you."
Yeah.
Things like that. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in terms of the different people that partake and that attend your events, is it diverse? Is it particularly Indian, or is it have you been surprised at an event to see, wow, there's so many whites or colors or black people, or what's generally the feel of it?
With regards to events, every event that I went to, it's multi-race. My event specifically, I've seen all sorts of race, and seeing the amount of people that come that are different race, it really makes me feel nice. Um, like last year, we had the Road to Heels on Wheels. It was before the main event, and I just took a break. I went up to the stand and I was just looking at the event itself, and it was in the evening. I think the event finished at 8 in the night. So it went on, the floodlights were on, the music were playing, the DJs were on that turntables, and I just looked and I'm seeing everybody dancing, and sometimes it amazed me to say or to think, like, is this me?
Yeah.
Did I do this?
I did this.
Yeah, I did this. Like this event that went past, I've got videos. I will show you a little later on. Everybody was like just on their own, pace. They were like so happy, and if you looked at the people, it will tell you, what kind of event this is. This doesn't look like a car show. It looks like you're having a function where people are just gathered here just to dance, and they were all different type of race.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. We'll wrap it up there. What is happening? What's next for you? What's next in the coming weeks, months?
Okay. So I've waited patiently for you to ask me this question. So this week, Friday, we're having an event called Boss Stance Fridays. So I used to do Stance Fridays a lot, but I didn't have a venue because the event is at night. So it's a night event. It starts at 4 p.m. and it finishes at 10 p.m. So this event will be held at 18 Wall Road in Queensborough, Malvern. So if you guys don't know where that is, I would give you a landmark, Chicken Lick and Drive-Through in Queensborough. If you're unsure, you can check my TikTok. It'll be out there. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun-filled event. We've got car wash. We've got a car wash there. We've got it's a cannabis shop, and we've got a pool there. So if you're feeling hot, you can just jump into the pool. The venue can accommodate just under 50 cars, and we've also got like food stalls. We've got Dinky Donuts. We've got a milkshake. All the munchies. So a lot of people are coming for that.
After that, because your episode will air.
Oh
after
yes.
next week
Oh yes.
Friday,
So this event is not only this week Friday. This event will continue every Fridays. So why we decided on doing this is because a lot of people tend to wait for that weekend vibe, and they want to look like, hey, where can we go? So instead of going out of the area, rather be local, because local is lekker. So
Definitely.
yeah, it's a chilled place. It's a private location. You can bring whoever you want to, and just clean, fun vibes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for joining. I wasn't at my 100% health, but anyway, we managed to come through for you guys and put on an episode for you because we love you so much. To all of you on TikTok as well, thank you so much for joining us. And until the next one, peace, love, joy like a river, mountain, fountain, I'm out.